You did not do anything wrong. You did not download a virus. You did not install sketchy software. You did not click a suspicious link. You did not change any settings, install any new hardware, or touch anything you were not supposed to touch. You just owned a Windows computer and woke up one morning and pressed the power button. The screen filled with a mosaic of scrambled, pixelated graphics. Not a normal error message, not a loading screen stuck mid-process, but a chaotic distortion of pixels that told you immediately that something had broken at a very deep level. Then a blue screen. Then a message saying, Windows needs to be recovered. So you clicked recover, and it crashed again, and restarted, and crashed again, and restarted, and crashed again. An infinite loop with no exit, no progress, and nothing to tell you what had gone wrong, how it started, or how to make it stop. No warning before it happened, no explanation while it was happening, and no clear way out after it happened, except plugging in a USB drive you might not own, following a recovery process you might never have heard of, and in the worst cases, completely reinstalling your operating system from scratch, losing months of documents, photos, and files that were not stored somewhere separate from the machine that just refused to start. And what caused all of this? A security update, a mandatory one that Microsoft pushed to your machine automatically, without asking for permission, without offering a meaningful preview of the risks, and without any permanent option for you to decline it. This is not a horror story from 5 years ago. This is what happened to real Windows 11 users in April of 2026. And if you are running Windows right now, it could happen to you with the very next update Microsoft decides to send. Let us talk about what actually occurred, because the details matter, and most of the coverage around this incident buried the most important parts. On April 14th, 2026, Microsoft released its monthly Patch Tuesday update for Windows 11. The update was called KB 5083769, and it applied to Windows 11 versions 24H2 and 25H2, which together cover the enormous majority of Windows 11 machines currently running. These are not optional updates. These are security updates, which means Windows treats them as mandatory. For Home and Pro Edition users, the people who make up the vast majority of the Windows consumer base, there is no permanent opt-out. The update arrives, it installs, and the only real choice is when to restart. You are not asked whether you want the update. You're not given a detailed preview of what it changes or what risks it carries. You are told updates are ready to install, and if you keep pressing snooze for long enough, Windows installs them while you sleep and presents you with a restarted computer in the morning. So KB 5083769 went out to millions of machines on April 14th. For most of those machines, the update installed without incident. For a subset, and based on forum reports, user complaints, and coverage from multiple independent publications, that subset is not trivially small. The update triggered a sequence of events that is as close to a worst-case scenario as a software update can cause. The pattern, reported consistently across Microsoft's own Learn Q&A forums, Bleeping Computer, PC World, Notebook Check, and Windows Forum, went like this. The update appeared to install normally. The system restarted as expected. And then, instead of loading into Windows, the screen filled with distorted, pixelated, mosaic-like graphics. A blue screen of death followed. Windows then offered automatic recovery. The user selected it, and the system restarted and went right back to the pixelated screen and the blue screen again. A death loop in the language of the people experiencing it. An unrecoverable cycle where the only way out was to boot from external media, enter the Windows recovery environment, and either attempt a system restore from before the update, use startup repair, or in the worst cases, perform a complete reinstall of Windows from a USB drive created on a different machine. Affected hardware included HP Pavilion laptops, Dell desktops, and systems with Ryzen 5 processors paired with GTX 1080 Ti graphics cards. Configurations that are completely mainstream and in no way unusual or experimental. This was not happening to exotic setups with obscure hardware combinations. These were ordinary consumer PCs that bought an ordinary monthly update and ended up unbootable. One user on Microsoft's own support forum reported that their HP Envy laptop would not boot, that the Windows recovery environment would not launch, that the standard advice of holding the power button and forcing 3 hard restarts to trigger recovery mode produced nothing useful, that booting from a USB drive to perform a clean reinstall also failed to work, and that Microsoft's support system was, in their words, all chatbot AI-generated garbage that could not help them. Another user reported that after using recovery tools to uninstall KB 5083769 and pausing updates, the update reinstalled itself. They paused updates. They uninstalled the update. They restarted. And Windows reinstalled it anyway. The system that is supposed to protect you refused to let you protect yourself from it. Beyond the death loop, KB 5083769 carried a second documented problem that Microsoft did officially acknowledge after the fact. The update was forcing some machines into BitLocker recovery mode on restart, meaning that after the update installed and the PC rebooted, Users were greeted not with the Windows login screen, but with a prompt demanding their BitLocker recovery key before Windows would start. If you know your BitLocker recovery key and have it stored somewhere accessible, this is a manageable inconvenience. But many users have never written down their BitLocker recovery key or stored it in a Microsoft account they no longer remember the password to, or simply do not know that their drive was encrypted in the first place. Because Windows 11 has been enabling device encryption silently during setup on compatible hardware for some time. Microsoft's support notes for KB5083769 confirmed the BitLocker regression was real, configuration dependent, and tied to the way the update interacted with systems that had custom boot validation policies or specific secure boot certificate configurations. The fix was not an emergency out-of-band patch released immediately after the problem was discovered. The recommended path for affected users was the Windows recovery environment, system restore, or a full reset. Think about what that means practically. A user sitting at an unbootable PC, or one demanding a recovery key they do not have, reading the official Microsoft guidance and finding that the solution is to use the Windows recovery environment, which may itself be unresponsive, as multiple users reported, to perform a system restore that may or may not work, or a full PC reset that removes all installed applications. This is the real cost of a bad mandatory update when it hits a consumer machine. Not an inconvenient bug that requires a workaround, a computer that does not turn on, holding months of files, photos, work, and memories that can only be rescued, if it can be rescued at all, through a technical recovery process that many ordinary users have never heard of and have no idea how to perform. Now here is the part that should make everyone angry regardless of technical background. This was not a surprise, and it was not an isolated incident. Not in the sense that nobody could have predicted that Windows updates sometimes break things. Everyone who uses Windows regularly knows that by now. And the reason everyone knows it is because it has been happening continuously and has been documented extensively for years by journalists, independent tech publications, and communities of users who have simply given up on expecting a smooth Patch Tuesday. But specifically in 2025 and into 2026, the scale and frequency of update-related breakage reached a level where independent publications stopped treating individual incidents as news and started tracking the entire pattern as a systemic quality control crisis. Windows, latest, one of the most detailed independent sources for Windows coverage, published a comprehensive review in January 2026, documenting more than 20 major update problems in 2025 alone. Not 20 small bugs. 20 significant, widely reported user-impacting problems across a single calendar year. From the January 2025 updates through December, month after month, cumulative updates landed and broke things in ways that affected millions of users across every category of system functionality. Gaming performance, developer tooling, file management, login systems, shutdown behavior, remote access, and more. The breadth of what broke in 2025 was not the signature of a company with an isolated quality control gap. It was the signature of a company that had fundamentally misallocated its engineering attention, spending its resources on pushing Copilot and AI features into every corner of the operating system, while the foundational reliability work of actually testing updates before shipping them to a billion devices quietly deteriorated. The October 2025 update, KB5066835, was mandatory for Windows 11 versions 24H2 and 25H2, and it broke localhost connections, the HTTP connections that developers and software engineers use to run and test applications locally on their own machines. A mandatory security update silently and automatically broke local web development for every developer who installed it without knowing in advance what was coming. The same October update blocked File Explorer's preview pane with a false security warning that told users the file they were trying to preview could harm their computer, for completely ordinary files that posed no threat whatsoever. The November 2025 optional update caused white flashes in File Explorer when dark mode was active, and hid the login password icon for Windows Hello users. The Task Manager bug, discovered earlier in the year, caused Task Manager to spawn multiple invisible background instances that silently degraded performance, particularly on lower-end hardware, where the users who could least afford performance losses were hit hardest. January 2026 brought KB507419, which caused black screens on some machines, and froze Outlook accounts using POP configuration. Microsoft issued emergency out-of-band patches just weeks into the year. After that update also caused some users to become unable to fully shut down their PCs and others to lose the ability to sign into their machines via remote desktop. Unable to shut down. Unable to sign in from a routine monthly update. Microsoft itself acknowledged in its first update for 2026 that bugs existed that were so severe, breaking PC shutdowns and remote sign-ins, that emergency fixes were required between scheduled update cycles. That is not a normal software quality situation, Emergency out-of-band patches exist for critical security vulnerabilities discovered in the wild by attackers. They are not supposed to be the standard response to your own update, breaking your own user's ability to turn their computers off. And yet that is what happened. Twice in the first weeks of 2026 alone, with KB507744 and KB50797, Microsoft had to push emergency fixes for damage its own Patch Tuesday release had caused. The scale of the frustration is real and measurable far beyond individual forum posts. Windows 11 is, according to Windows Latest, hated by virtually everyone on the internet. That is a striking claim to make about the operating system running the majority of the world's personal computers, but the evidence behind it is substantial and consistent. The Windows 11 subreddit, the Microsoft community forums, the Windows Central comment sections, the hacker news threads that appear every single time a Patch Tuesday issue is reported, all of them have become informal holding areas for user anger that is absolutely nowhere official to go, because Microsoft's consumer support infrastructure for Windows Update issues is, in practice, a maze of community forums and AI chatbots that cannot take action, cannot escalate issues to engineers, and cannot give a specific answer to a specific person whose specific computer has just been broken by a specific update. Microsoft does not operate a public phone support line for individual consumer Windows Update issues. When your PC will not boot at 11 o'clock at night because of an update that installed while you were asleep, your options are to search the internet for people with the same problem, find a Microsoft community forum post from someone 3 time zones away whose symptoms match yours, read through 30 replies of varying quality from other frustrated users who are also guessing, and hope that somewhere in that thread is a workaround that also works on your hardware. Microsoft's official response, if one arrives at all, typically comes hours or days later in the form of a known issue entry added quietly to the Windows Release Health dashboard, buried 3 or 4 clicks deep in the Microsoft support website, written in technical language and completely invisible to anyone who does not already know where to look for it. Compounding all of this is a parallel development that makes every future problematic update more consequential and more dangerous for more users at the same time. Microsoft has been aggressively pushing Windows 11 version upgrades through a machine learning-based intelligent rollout system that decides, on Microsoft's schedule and by Microsoft's criteria, when your PC is ready for the next version of Windows. In April 2026, Microsoft announced it was expanding the automatic rollout of Windows 11 25H2, the latest version, to all unmanaged home and pro devices running 24H2 that are not controlled by an IT department. Unmanaged means your personal computer, your home machine, the laptop you use to work from home, the desktop your family shares. The machine learning system assesses these devices and decides when they are ready for the upgrade, and once it decides, the upgrade arrives. Users can choose when to restart but cannot permanently say no. There's no opt-out for ordinary consumer versions of Windows, and the pressure to upgrade is backed by a hard deadline. Windows 11 24H2, the version being transitioned away from, reaches end of support on October 13, 2026. After that date, any device still running 24H2 will stop receiving security patches, bug fixes, and technical support from Microsoft. The message is unambiguous: upgrade to 25H2, whether you choose it or not, or accept that your machine will be left without security protection in a matter of months. There is no third path available to ordinary consumers running Home or Pro Edition Windows. The timing is what makes this genuinely alarming. KB5083769, the April 2026 update causing death loops and BitLocker recovery screens, was released precisely as Microsoft was expanding the automatic rollout of Windows 11 25H2 to millions of additional devices. A problematic security update was not arriving in isolation. It was arriving during a forced platform migration that was simultaneously moving more machines onto the exact versions the update applied to. That means the pool of computers potentially exposed to KB5083769's defects was actively growing at the same time the defects were becoming known. Microsoft has not yet issued an emergency patch specifically for the boot loop issue as of the date these events were reported. The recommended recovery path remained manual intervention through the Windows recovery environment. For users without technical experience, without a bootable USB drive prepared in advance, without a backup of their files, and without knowledge that their BitLocker recovery key exists and where to find it, the practical reality of that recommendation is that their computer is broken and they do not know how to fix it. Microsoft did eventually acknowledge that forced update problems required, giving users more control. A new pause feature was announced following the April chaos, letting users delay updates more easily through settings, but it is being tested with insiders first and is not yet available to the general public at large. And critically, it is a pause, not a permanent opt-out. It delays the update, it does not prevent it. The underlying architecture, where Microsoft decides when your computer updates and you decide at most how long to delay it, remains unchanged. A newbie skip option for new PC setup was added separately, but does not affect the ongoing stream of monthly updates every Windows machine continues to receive for the lifetime of the device. So what should you actually do right now, today, with this information? Because this is not a video about panic. It is a video about preparation, because the people who lose data and lose access to their machines in these situations are almost always the people who were not prepared. Not because they were careless, but because nobody told them what to prepare for. The first thing you should do is create a system restore point manually right now. Before any update, you did not choose arrives. Open the Start menu, search for Create a Restore Point, open it, and click Create. This takes less than 2 minutes and gives you a fallback if a future update destabilizes your machine. The second thing you should do is locate your BitLocker recovery key if your device uses BitLocker encryption, which it may be doing automatically without your awareness. Go to the Microsoft account associated with your Windows device, navigate to Devices, and look for a recovery key stored there. Write it down. Store it somewhere physically accessible. A recovery key stored only in a Microsoft account you cannot log into after an update breaks. Your sign-in is not a recovery key. It is a locked box. The third thing you should do is create a Windows recovery drive on a USB stick that has at least 8 gigabytes of storage. Search for Create a Recovery Drive in the Start menu, follow the prompts, and store that USB drive somewhere you can find it. If your computer will not boot after an update, that USB drive is the first thing standing between you and a complete reinstall. The fourth thing you should do is back up your data. Not to the same drive Windows runs on, externally. A second hard drive, a cloud service, an external SSD, something that does not share the fate of your main drive if Windows breaks itself on boot. None of these steps are complicated. None of them require technical expertise. All of them together take less than an hour, and most of them take 5 minutes or less. And all of them could be the difference between a bad update that disrupts your afternoon and a bad update that permanently costs you the files, photos, and work stored on your machine. Creating a restore point takes 2 minutes. Locating your BitLocker recovery key takes 3 minutes if you know where to look. Making a recovery USB drive takes about 30 minutes while you do something else. Backing up your files to an external drive or a cloud service is the one step that takes real time. But it is also the one step that matters most, because everything else can eventually be rebuilt except the files that are gone. Microsoft's update process is not going to fundamentally change between now and the next Patch Tuesday. The forced automatic nature of Windows security updates is not going to become optional before your PC receives the next one. Windows 11's thoroughly documented history of breaking functionality with mandatory updates is not a trend that reversed itself quietly between when those 20+ issues were cataloged in 2025 and right now in 2026. What can change is whether you are prepared when it happens to your machine, because based on everything the last 16 months have documented in public forums, independent publications, and Microsoft's own support channels, the question is no longer whether a future Windows update will cause serious problems on a subset of machines. That question has already been answered, repeatedly, with evidence. The only question left is whether your machine is in the affected subset when the next one lands, and whether you have everything you need to get through it when it does. The screen filling with scrambled pixels, the blue screen, the recovery loop, the demand for a recovery key you do not have. It happened to real people on HP laptops and Dell desktops in April 2026. It happened in January 2026 when PCs could not shut down. It happened in October 2025 when developers lost local host connections. It will happen again because the system producing these incidents has not changed. The only variable entirely under your own control is your own readiness. Prepare yourself right now before the next one arrives. Because the evidence has already answered whether it will happen again. The only open question left is exactly when it will be your turn next.